Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Rockwood number 94L-625. This is a polished chrome plated solid brass flush pole. This is a flush pole that you'll see typically in commercial applications, although sometimes you'll see it in residential applications, except that it's a bit large for some residential sorts of applications where you're typically going to see much smaller flush poles or the 2 1/8 inch round flush cup poles. But these are not uncommon, especially if you have much larger doors. If you had 8-foot doors, maybe wider or 3-foot or wider, sometimes those smaller poles simply don't look proportionally correct with the size of the door. So sometimes in residential applications you will certainly see larger poles like this. This is not handicap compliant, so keep that in mind. Rockwood can certainly oblige with handicap compliant versions of this. They are basically wider, taller, deeper, that sort of thing. We can assist with that. Now the 94 is their flush pole that is this. The L in the part number is a reference to the fact that this is a through-bolted version, okay, what's referred to as a lug. So the L stands for lug, and what that means is if you just ordered a 94, you're going to have holes countersunk in each of the 4 corners. The lug version means that you're going to have a couple of threaded posts brazed onto the back of that brass. You will get coupling nuts, a couple of flathead machine stove bolts. They are 1/4-20, and then a couple of countersunk washers. Now the coupling nut is new to me. I would have expected a female thread to be brazed onto the back of this brass, but regardless, you're going to put those coupling nuts on, thread them on, and then run your bolts into the back of that. Okay, 1/8 of an inch thick solid brass material is what this is made of. In the 625, and the part number means 2 things. It means it's solid brass, and it means that it's in a polished chrome finish. This is going to be available in all of the common finishes, including stainless in a polished stainless steel, in satin and polished, including stainless in a 316 type stainless, which is a much higher, purer form of stainless steel that would be appropriate for applications that required it where you will have significant moisture. Also available in their MS version of the stainless, which is a antimicrobial coating, very commonly seen, of course, for applications where you'll have a hospital is where you'll see antimicrobial. Now you can see that the back of this, the inside, is painted flat black, and that's common for all of these. Okay. Now, dimensionally, there is a link below this video to a document called Template. Gives the important dimensional properties of the item. 5 inch tall, 3.5 inch wide, overall width. The depth of this, I don't see a depth of the hardware, but they're giving us 7/8 of an inch mortise. So that item is going to be just shy on 7/8. The piece that I'm measuring right now is coming up at 15/16 overall, because you've got that 1/8 of an inch. That means you're going to have 13/16 back here, so your 7/8 mortise depth is going to be just perfect for this. You'll notice that you have to drill a couple of 1/2 inch holes to account for the coupling nuts and the bolts, etc. So preparation for this is going to be best done, in my opinion, with a router. Absolutely. The fastest, easiest, most professional looking way to accomplish this would be with a router. Now certainly if you're doing 1 or 2 and you have never an occasion to do these again, you might not use a router because you have to make a template, although that's pretty simple and straightforward. Regardless of how you go about getting this installed, you'll want to Be very careful that your hole does not exceed your outside trim. If you're using a router, you'll have to certainly square those corners to get this plate in, unless you're making it a significantly larger hole than necessary. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, before you go about mortising or prepping or routing for these, take an audit of the other doors in the area. Make sure that you're putting these at the proper height to match everything else. You'll certainly want this at a height commensurate with the roller latch, or however you're keeping the door in a closed, latched sort of position. Okay, so the rest of the data that's on the template doesn't really isn't really anything else of significant importance, I think, to review or to clarify in the video. If you have any questions on the templating, how to machine for this, etc., please feel free to reach out to us. Now, there's a second link below this video to a document called Product Brochure, and that is very handy because it shows you this item along with a couple of Rockwood's sister products to it, namely the 94 that has the surface mount version. It'll also have the 94C, which is not an uncommon version. No holes, but you secure it down through holes in here, so that makes it concealed. That's your C. And then a customized version where you might use this in conjunction with a type of a lock or maybe a deadbolt as well. The description below this video gives the detail points that we've covered: solid brass, polished chrome. The grip size is 1 3/4 by 3 1/8. Let's verify that. I haven't gone over that. 1 3/4, a little bit shy perhaps on that. 3 1/8, yeah, that's correct. A depth, an inside depth of that, they've got it at 7/8, that's correct. Again, 1/4 fasteners, lugs are included. Made for doors that are 1 3/4 thick, so keep that in mind. If you need bolts sent for a door other than 1 3/4, if it's thinner, it's not a problem. Indicate that in the comment field. If it's thicker, occasionally, in general, as a rule, there is an upcharge for slightly longer bolts. Indicate that door thickness in the comment field, and we'll reach back out to you if we need to alter the original order to accommodate for the larger thickness. If I've not already said it, available in all the common finishes, your brass finishes, bronze, chromes, oil rubbed. One thing that makes Rockwood partial to me is their willingness to do custom finishes. So you probably won't see this in the site listed in antique nickel, but absolutely, they would absolutely do that. Antique nickel or black powder coated, finishes that some other manufacturers might tell you simply are not available. Rockwood does them. Finally, there's a link below this video to the Rockwood manufacturers page, and from there you can pull up their full line product catalog and review all things Rockwood related. A comprehensive manufacturer of all things trim and auxiliary hardware, kick plates, door stops, things of that nature. They have a very nice offering of custom offset pivots. If you ever need offset custom pivots, by all means consider Rockwood and review their catalog to familiarize yourself with it if you have more than an occasional need. And they also have their line of RM series architectural door pulls. That catalog is also on that link to the manufacturer's page. If you have any questions on the Rockwood number 94L-625, this is a recessed flush pole with concealed lug mount in a 625 polished chrome finish, or any other Rockwood product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.